Hey guys, welcome back. Modi 101 here, and we're back in the world of Infinity, picking up just a bit after we left off. Really, all I did was I'm getting some really bad jitteriness here. I don't know why. It's probably all this stuff running. Anyways, so yeah, basically just been working on ores, getting tons of stuff in, all kinds of between our quarry. Could probably actually kind of take a break from mining for a while if I wanted to. So in the last episode, I talked about getting into a little Mine Factory Reloaded. We may step away from that for a minute. I will show you that I did kind of clear some area out here to do some Mine Factory Reloaded stuff. So we do have the space for it. But I think what I need, that's what I want to do. But I think what I need to do is I need to start the process of getting ourselves an ME system. This looks cool with all this stuff, but we're just getting so many things in that we're definitely going to have to make some a better system for supplying all this stuff. So, all right, so let's go ahead and jump into Applied Energistics, which is always a favorite to have, a headache to make. So, first and foremost, we're going to need to make ourselves an ME controller. To get this, we're going to need Skystone block. And you know, now that I think about it, I don't think that we actually have gotten any of the presses yet. So we may have to head out on a little bit of an adventure, kids. This can do Alamite. This should be able to do it fine. So, all right, so we're going to head on an adventure. The goal right now is to basically get all four of the presses and to get ourselves a little bit of Skystone. So, I think, do we have a waypoint to... No. I thought we had found one. Yeah, there's one right here. So we're just going to head out this way. So, all right, guys. Well, anyways, you know what we're going to do? This was a little unplanned, but doesn't hurt. You know what happens when we go and do something boring like running through the world? We'll have a little bit of chit-chat time. So, I actually had somebody, and I apologize for not remembering who it was. Like I said, I didn't really plan on doing this, but somebody had asked about basically loss. Is it already sleep time? All right, not yet. Had basically asked about loss. They had, I don't feel like dealing with the two king slimes right now. That's for damn sure. They talked about losing like a pet. And come on, let me sleep already. Jesus. Okay. Anyways, but loss in general is kind of something that, you know, we all have to deal with. And, you know, I mean, for lack of a better term, I mean, it's difficult. It is. You know, because regardless of your... Did I already get into this one? No. Regardless of your religious views, regardless of your just, you know, philosophical views, everything else, you know, losing anything that you care about sucks, right? So obviously, you know, generally for most people, their introduction to the world of loss could be a pet. That's usually kind of where, you know, pretty standard. And there's, trust me, I have kids. Trust me. You tend to go for easy pets, and easy pets don't seem to live that long. Goldfish, for example, don't get too attached. That's all I'm going to say. Don't get super attached to a goldfish. I have a hammer. Why am I using this? Let's try this. Anyways, you know, goldfish, hamster, that kind of stuff. And generally, they don't live that long in general. So it's usually not a huge feeling of loss. I'm not saying like time equals sadness, but generally, if you've ever had a dog or a cat that's been around for a lot of people. A lot of people have dogs that have been in the family longer than you have. So when they pass away, it gets a little bit difficult. Um, there's no easy fix. There's no quick fix. There's no King Slime. Could you please screw off? That would be wonderful. There's no quick fix for it. There's nothing. There's no words I can say. There's no actions that anybody can do that will just miraculously make the entire situation better. Should probably have gone in from the top. And, but the thing is, I mean, really, when it comes down to it, you kind of have to mourn. You have to, miss them. And it's hard to do, but it's, always something that, that everybody always says of, don't think of the sadness, think of the good times you had. And that's true. I mean, and this is my viewpoint on the entire thing is think about if, and it's hard to talk about, but, think about if, all of a sudden you were gone, right? Okay. So think about that. And then think about how you would want your friends, your family, and everybody to react to that. Now, of course, nobody wants to be like, "Oh, cool, they high-fived each other." That's hurtful. But I mean, but at the same time, you don't want your mom and dad to be devastated. Any siblings, friends, people from school, anything like that. Oh, lag spike there. So that's kind of how I've always looked at it is, I try and look at these situations the same way that I would want people to look at it if the roles were reversed. And I'm not saying it's going to make it easier, but it's just another way to kind of look at the whole thing. Where in God's name is this chest? So, remember the good times. Don't close yourself off. And it doesn't matter. This is, like I said, if this could be like a grandparent, a friend, a pet, anything. Don't close yourself off. Because you got to always remember that you're not the only one that lost them. There's going to be other people who are affected by it. And sometimes comforting someone else, there it is. Really? One press, the silicone one, the crappiest of all the presses. Sometimes, honestly, I've found that if you're comforting someone else, that helps me. And, and I understand that, everybody's different. Everybody's reaction to things is completely different. But, let's say the family pet passes away and you've got, say, a little brother, a little sister. Well, you know what? Their pet passed away too. It sucks just as bad for them as it does for you. So let's see. Where's another one at? There's one out here. So we'll head that way. That's this way? Nope. Yeah, it's that way. Out this way. But sometimes, being the person there who's like comforting somebody, and even though you might be the one talking, you might be the one who's, trying to make someone else feel better. I've found sometimes that helps making yourself feel better, because, you're going to talk to them and you're going to say, let's remember the good times. Well, that makes you remember the good times. And sometimes sharing those memories with someone else, hey, do you remember the time that, this or that or whatever else? Everybody has different memories. So, the person you're talking to may remind you of something that you completely forgot about. And you're like, you know what? That was awesome. Or, man, I completely forgot about that day. Or, those type of things a lot of the time can help. But at the same time, it's time. It's time. Now, I can say this. For myself, to get, a little we'll go a little deep, into the Modi world. I generally haven't had any. What the hell am I? Where am I? Okay, just right across here. Um, I personally haven't had what I would consider to be a lot of loss. Now, pet wise, I have. I am not a young man. This is a young man's game. But no, seriously. I've had many pets. When I was younger, when I was born, we had a dog. His name was Tipsy. Not because he was a drinker, but because, which would have been funny, but just, what's with your dog? Oh, he's just drunk. Don't listen to him. But we had a dog named Tipsy who was around a few years before I was. So, wow, this place is weird looking. Huh, crazy. And that one was rough because when I was 6 or 7, somewhere around there, I lived in a small town, and family pets used to just you go somewhere and the dog would just come with you. Nobody had leashes, nobody had any of that stuff. Your dog just kind of hung out with you and did its own thing. Maybe it didn't go with you. Maybe it had its own friends. I don't know. It had its life. I didn't judge. But anyways, so and it was kind of late, not late, but it was starting to become evening, and walking down the road. Now, this dog was 17 years old. He was not a spring chicken in any way, shape, or form. Well, he's a dog. He wasn't any sort of chicken, but you know what I'm getting at here. Anyways, and yeah, there was just a car coming down the road. He just kind of didn't get out of the road, so that one was a little rough. That one was tough because I was so young, because it was a dog that had been part of our family, part of my life, my entire life up to that point. And considering the fact that, I didn't hear about it secondhand, it was something that was abrupt and it was right in front of me. That one was a little bit rough. I've had other pets. Had other pets that passed away from, from everything from, like I said, I lived in a rural area. They get out of the backyard and go wandering off somewhere, and we never see them again. I like to imagine they were a hobo and had but old school, stick on one plate each time. God darn it. He had a bandana on a satchel. He's riding the rails or something like that. But anyways, it's random. I need all these plates. Did I pass any? There's one here. So let's go to Shroom Village. And then we'll head out from here. This direction, right? Yeah, head out this way. Anyways, what the hell was I talking about? So yeah, I had a lot of pets and whatnot. My grandparents had passed away when I was pretty young. So really it's a point where I wouldn't say I didn't understand it, but it's been long enough now to where the memories aren't as strong from a negative aspect. You better have the other 2 presses or I'm going to be pissed. Is it getting dark? It is getting dark. Anyways, so, they passed away pretty young. So, and then to be honest with you, I really didn't have any family members that anything happened to, and I'm lucky. Trust me, I get that. There's no delusion about that there's definitely some luck in that. But, because you guys have heard me talk, we're not known. The 101s are not known for necessarily the cleanest and healthiest of living. So, I'm contemplating eating cake for lunch. Okay, let me just put that out there. So, anyways, but I will say, it was a couple years ago. My niece, who at the time was 17. She was a year older than my oldest daughter, who at the time was 16. Pink Cacti, for any of you guys that go to the streams, you might know who she is. She actually had a car accident and died in the accident. So, and I was sad, of course. She didn't live locally, so it wasn't like I didn't see her all the time, and it was hard to lose somebody because I wasn't used to it. But then, at the same time, I focused on my sister because it was my sister's daughter, um, and I kind of had to like realize like okay, and it was like what I said earlier. I had to realize like okay, what if the roles were reversed, and inscriber logic, silicone. Well, we are getting different ones each time. So, if the roles were reversed, if this was my daughter, I don't like to talk about that, but hypothetically, how would I want my sister to react to me? Would I want her, losing it right in front of me constantly? Where in my personal hell, I had to comfort her, or would it? What is this? It's a real. This is an industrial craft one. Or would I want her to kind of find a way to set that aside and be there for me? There's another one right up here. Would I want her to be there for me and whatnot? And that's, at least in my opinion, what I would want. So that's what I did. I mourned the loss. I was sad. I was there, but that wasn't the point of that time to me. The point of that time was focusing on my sister, my niece, my other niece, my niece who had passed away, her sister, my mom, her granddaughter and everything like that. And I really, really, really put the focus into that. And when I got home, I dealt with it. And the funny part is that even when I was like alone and had time to like kind of reflect on like what all had happened and how I felt about it and everything along those lines, the funny part is thinking about what I did, or at least try to do, for the other people in my family who were going through this, horrible situation as well. It kind of helped. It kind of comforted. And like I said, everybody's different. I'm not saying this is like a one-stop, this fixes everything for everybody, but I will say, oh, this one's got lava all around it. Awesome. I will say that it was something that definitely helped me, It's something that I'm not going to say made it easy, but it definitely helped. It definitely helped. So, like I said, there's no quick fix. Unfortunately, it's something that kind of, for the most part, everybody's got to kind of, unfortunately deal with at some level in their life. As you get older, what happens. You think about, what do we got? Did I actually get all 4? That is actually quite impressive. Wait. Logic, calculation. Sweet! All right, that's perfect. Let's head home. And like I said, I grew up in a small town, like I was saying earlier, and it was actually a retirement community. So there were a lot of people there that I saw that, dealt with loss. But hell, they were dealing with it, with, neighbors and friends and, not just, like every day. But, that, like I said, so, talk to people. Don't bottle it up. Talk to people for yourself. Talk to people for them. Oh, by the way, since I knocked down that house, Cecil's just running free. Hi, Cecil. And you'd be surprised about how much help for yourself you can get from helping other people in the same scenario, you know. And and like I said, if you have a friend and say, one of their grandparents passes away, you know what? Be there for them, man. And it's not about fixing anything. Nobody's looking for you to fix anything, okay? Because here's the thing. You can't. But it's just being there for them and listening to them. That's the most important part. Listen to them. Let them tell you every story they remember, and don't just stare at them and start thinking about what you're going to do that afternoon. Cool your jets and listen, and talk to them about it. And, don't remind them about the good things. Have them tell you about the good things, and, embrace that, because here's the thing. Who knows? Down the road, you may have a situation, and that person that you took that time out and you helped them feel better, that may be... Cecil, where the hell did you go? Don't be a hero, Cecil. That person may be the person that helps you get through something. So, and this kind of goes back to the good friends thing. But friends, family, school counselor, if you're religious, somebody from your church, a family friend, a relative, cousins and brothers, sisters, mom, dad, whoever, turn to those people and have those people be there for you, and it definitely helps. So this is kind of a weird topic to talk about. It's one of the reasons I haven't done it. I was a little weird, but I've actually had a couple people ask me about it. So, so I figured it's something. It's dark. It's not quote unquote fart joke material, but at the same time, it is something's kind of real. And that's what I like about this series, is that every once in a while we can sit down and talk about this stuff. So, all right, guys. Well, we're gonna wrap things up there. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like I've said, anytime we've had these little real talks and yes, I did air quotes, even though you can't see me. Just shush. Anyways, anytime we have these talks is, like I said, this may not pertain to anybody. I'm not looking for anybody to agree with me. I don't care if anybody sees it the same way. If one person takes one sentence I said and it helps them, it makes them feel better, it does anything, maybe it helps someone else, a scenario pops up, so I was like, I remember that fat bearded guy talking about this. Maybe I should try this. Oh, wow, look. You know what? It's worth it. It's worth it. I don't care. I don't care if people get on me and get in the comment section and have a fit and stuff like that. Don't care. Go ahead. Bring it on. Don't mind at all. But just on the sheer fact that at least one, if, it helps one person, then awesome. So, all right, guys, we're going to wrap things up there. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you hit that thumbs up. Questions, comments, concerns, put it down in the comment section. And until the next episode, we're getting started on our ME system. I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.